So where, you know, one of the questions, where is our industry heading, right? Because a lot of people in the past said, oh, SEO is dead, you know, there's not much you can do. You know, I don't believe that at all. When we've seen the studies that have come up, and you've seen them in the past webinars we've had, showing that this industry from digital is only going one direction, and it's growing and growing and growing. If you see how some of the industries have been stuck in traditional marketing, let me tell you, you look at like guys that are still doing billboards, yellow pages, radio, even TV ads, you know, these numbers are shrinking and everything is going online. You have to be in front of this. This is a great industry to be in. You know, I've been working with some guys that work in auto, and they seem to be, you know, auto dealers, they seem to be slowly transforming into digital dealers. But this is the same with every industry that's out there. I don't know anyone who actually has a yellow pages. I saw one recently. I've been out of the country for 12 years. I see this yellow pages and I'm like, it's not even a booklet anymore, right? So there is more competition in our industry, but I believe that there is plenty of business out there. If you're out there helping small businesses, you can really see where they need the help, and I don't think there's enough good people out there that are providing really great services. So as far as the overall industry, I'm very excited with it. I mean, we're really poised to really go through the next, you know, the next 5 years could be really changing in the way that it goes. We just have to adapt, right? What are the critical success factors in this business? You know, I think the biggest success factor in this business is sales. I think that you really need to be aggressive in your marketing. I think you need to be aggressive in getting out there and selling. Getting the client is probably 90% of what you know, of what you need to do as a critical success factor. You know, when you have, you know, obviously I'm biased, but when you use an outsourced provider like Virtual Group or some of the others that are out there, if you're able to rely on your production team, whether it's in-house or with an outside provider, you know, sales drive everything, right? And if you've got a great team and they do the good work, then of course you're going to retain those clients, right? But you really need to be able to push and push and push with sales. It's a numbers game, and you know, we don't have. We want to provide the best service possible, and we're going to do that for you. But you've got to go get the customer. I hear it all the time, like, oh, well, you know, what do I really need to do? You got to sell, right? So I think that, you know, sales, working on your marketing and working on how to get that customer sales is one of the most critical success factors in this business. I think that goes along, how can I close more campaigns? I think that goes along with it. It really, you know, asking for referrals from when you make a sale and you've had a client for 3-4 months and they're starting to see some action, and they see your work reports and they see how you're interacting with them, they're going to, you know, bring referrals. And I think you have to be able to ask for referrals. But, you know, basically, how can I close more campaigns? You got to get out there and press the flesh, right? Or, you know, if you're on the internet and you're hitting it that way, you need to be making sure that all of your funnels and all of your leads that you're chasing after, that's how you're going to close more campaigns. It is a numbers, okay? How can I retain my clients longer? The key to retaining your clients longer is communication. And we've said this before on previous webinars. I really believe that you need to, in the first quarter that you sign somebody up, you need to have those, the first month is, you know, you sign the deal, you're starting the you're going to start the campaign, great. Preparing the client with proper expectations to what how the campaign is going to unfold. letting them know that, hey, I need to be able to get this much information from you before I can really kick off and go. I need to be able to send you some approvals if necessary. And I really need to have those approvals back as quickly as possible to keep your campaign on track. I know you're busy, but if I send you something, really, the sooner you get it back to me, the faster that I'm going to give you a great response. I mean, great service and making sure that everything's on time, right? But then there's also, every month, especially in the first 3 months, you want to be able to check in with them and give them a ring. Hey, did you notice that the setup was done on the work report? Have you been checking your work report? Hey, have you seen the most recent blog articles that we posted for you? What do you think? How's it look? Involving them, you don't have to pester them. Some people have different involvement levels, right? There's no doubt. But communication is key. All right, so at least once a month for the first 3 months, and then after that, if you go and you're not calling them once a month or meeting with them once a month, a quarterly meeting I think is really, really important. But after that, at least that once a month check-in call from you or your staff to make sure that they know that you haven't gone anywhere. And remember, this is all confusing to them. The clients have to understand that you're there and that you're there to explain anything that they need to know. Okay, I have one question. Since there seems to be no sales partner for me yet, what is the best approach to do remote sales? I don't live in the U.S., so I can't make face-to-face meeting appointments, and I feel that's holding me back. This came from a partner that we do what's called, it's partnership at virtualgroup.co. We're trying to match people up that have different skills. Maybe your skills are really in project management, where another skill level would be sales only and doesn't like to do project management, because you kind of need both for this business. But if you don't have somebody who's hitting door to door, you don't have an employee, you don't have any face-to-face meetings, don't worry about it. I think that the biggest thing for you to do is to do remote sales. I've got different sales partners, and you know what they're doing is they're doing a mailer sometimes to a certain group of leads, and then they're calling the leads to find out, did you receive my mailer about running an SEO package, or talk to you about digital marketing and what we're doing with it, and then they're setting up just a 15-minute consultation on the phone. 15 minutes to get on the phone, no presentation, just a phone call to get somebody on for 15 minutes to say, hey, this is our program, this is what we do. Do you have 15 minutes to really just have a consultation and see if we're a good fit, and then holding that conversation for 15 minutes, because people usually will give you 15 minutes, all right? And then at that point, you get some information from you. That conversation may go longer than 15 minutes if it's a good one, and that gives you the ability to ask key questions and prepare a true, web meeting, and then get on a web meeting, and it may be a full hour, and go through the entire program and how it affects their website. Okay, so even people here that are in the United States are still holding remote sales. They're doing it, fully remote, only over the internet. So I wouldn't hesitate to do that. Okay, and reach out to us. Of course, we can help you with any of your strategy or whatever. But and also, if you're interested in making a partner, we've got different people who have come in to a virtual group that have different skill sets that are looking for a true business partner. Don't hesitate to email us at partnership@virtualgroup.co, and maybe there's something we can do for you to find a match. Do you have any plans on getting into mobile advertising? Look, at Virtual Group, we are always trying to stay ahead of the curve and following up on what's important to our sales partners. I'm very interested in getting into mobile advertising. I'm looking actually at a couple of different programs on what we could do with our pay-per-click division, and we will be getting back to you on this one. I think that it's very important, and I already have some things lined up for a release for geofencing and some other things that could be used in your toolbox to help your client. You know, I have a client that used a lot of geofencing and what they were doing, and they had good success with it. It's really finding the right provider that we can manage that for you. So, you know, stay tuned on that, because yes, we do want to get involved in mobile advertising. I have a telemarketing interest in Manila. I want to talk to Jonathan about building an agency. Great. If you know, we are open to any kind of different kinds of partnerships, and we can definitely help you. If you already are doing some stuff in the Philippines, and we can complement what you're doing, a lot of our sales partners, the larger ones, even have some teams in India or different places. We can work with anybody, and you know, put it into our workflow. If you've got a team that's doing some telemarketing in Manila, I definitely want to talk to you, because maybe you'd be able to offer some services to our sales partners. So we've had some great referrals with sending people to companies that run outbound telesales, and we'd love to have a conversation with you. What is the intake form for? Excuse me. So the intake form is the initial data that we use to create the proposal reports. This is kind of like the keyword research, budget estimations, you know, things like that. That's what we're looking for. Then we take a complete intake form, and then that's when we do all of the research, okay? This is not the launch form. This is the intake form, meaning this is an initial contact type of information that you'd get on a 15-minute or 20-minute call with a prospect, and saying, hey, I need to make sure I have these questions kind of answered, so when I go into the back to virtual group, I get the information for the intake form. The company, I mean, we can run our keyword research and get that back the necessary information to create a proposal for your client. So let's see here. And why do I need to put the same information into the launch form that is already in the intake form? Well, the intake form obviously is for the initial research. The launch form is where we get the complete data that's needed for the specific service the team is going to be launching. As well as sometimes we don't use exactly the launch form data and just move it over, because sometimes there's errors in the launch form. The launch form is kind of that preliminary, hey, I need to find out information about this company and do the research, but sometimes the address isn't right. Maybe it's not, you know, exactly what we need to have on the name, address, phone number, the NAP for the local listings and the citations. There's a lot further information that's needed depending on the service, on what the launch form is asking you for. So we don't want to waste your time. We just want to make sure that we have the information correct. So the intake form, that's more for you. The launch form is something you probably need to review and make sure that you're able to take that and go to the client and say, hey, I need these questions answered, and double check my work, right? Make sure that the address is correct. You know, you can fill it in for them, but it's good to have that form verified, okay? Because that's really where we're going to go to find out, to reference all the information on the company, all right? So it really, a complete launch form lessens the back and forth of information requests. So, you know, we see launch forms that are halfway completed. That just means we're going to have to call you, or we're going to have to send you another ticket to say, hey, can you answer this question about their, you know, social media account or whatever it may be. So the more the launch form can be completed, the better off we all are, okay? How do you identify which package to offer? This is a great question. You know, it depends on a lot of variables. What service are you focusing on? If it's SEO, there's a lot of choices, and we don't want to confuse you with those choices. We really need, you know, you need to be able to ask what your client's goals are for the remaining of the year, or what are your goals for, you know, in the next year? Where do you want to get with sales and this and that? These are key questions that you ask the client, because that is going to really identify how aggressive they want to be, okay? Also, you know, understanding a little bit about their budget, or what they've spent in the past, or what have they done in the past with SEO. But you really need to know a few things. What city are they in? What's the what is the industry that they're in? What's their marketing budget look like? and be able to call in and talk to our sales consultants. They're there to help you. Okay, the majority of the guys or the girls that are sales consultants and business development managers. These guys have been with the company for 6, 7 years, 5 years, 4 years. They've got a lot of experience in helping people throughout the years in this situation. Please call us. Call your advisor. They will help you. Depending on the city, obviously, a one theme, SEO package with 3 keywords may not make it for teeth whitening in Los Angeles, California, right? So we don't want to even sell that to a client if he's going to expect that he's going to be number 2 in next month running a campaign that's so small. We have to really identify the competition, the where they're located, and what their budget is to kind of figure out what's the best way to attack it. Okay, but don't hesitate to call us. That's the big thing. You got to get out there. What are the SEO add-ons? The SEO add-ons that are in addition to the regular SEO program, these are services that would be additional customization. For example, does your client have multiple locations? Does your client need additional infographics, or does your client need additional videos created to really get that punch? So, any of these add-ons, you can be sure to ask us, hey, what do you think we should do, if any are necessary, and what they mean. We'll be glad to help you with that. Okay. Can I show a live example of a site that we're doing SEO 2017 with? Okay, let's see here. Well, yes. I mean, the problem with, we are a white label service, and, we don't, one of the things we don't do is we don't disclose other sales partners' clients. So this is kind of an issue. Now, if you don't have any clients yet, we suggest that you run SEO on your own website so you can show, hey, this is how it works. We do have sample work reports that you can hand out, and we're in the process right now of okay, here's another thing. We do have a mastermind that's inside of our pro membership. Now, this is the best way if you're starting off to become a pro member. Get in the mastermind, make some friends that are in the business that are not competing with you, and ask, hey, do you have a client that I could use as a case study? Right? You'd be surprised that more often than not you have a friend in the business, because we are the ones that are performing the service. So for you to say this is a client that is on the same campaign level as you're not lying. It may not be your direct client, but it's definitely the service provider, right? You don't have to disclose that. You can tell somebody, hey, this is a client that's on the same SEO package as you. I would recommend that you network. You can get this from different people that are inside the mastermind or inside the pro membership, by just communicating. Hey, I need some help. I'm going after this florist. Has anyone dealt with a florist before? Does anyone have a case study? Boom. You know what? Let's see who's got one. But we can't provide it for you just because we can't violate that confidentiality. I hope you understand about that. Can I show how can I show results that this X package has made? Well, number one, we've got the work report that shows the work we've done. When you go in with the client, we are getting their analytics, and we're putting them into Monster Metrics as a baseline. So as things go every month or day to day, you can log in to Monster Metrics and see where they're at. Now remember, you got to reference that Google video that talks about how long it takes to get an SEO package really effective, and then prepare the client for, this is going to take 4 to 6 months or 3 to 4 months to show really some good results. And that's why, you have to consult them properly. You need to set their expectations up right. And maybe they need to be doing some PPC additional to their pay-per-click advertising in addition to their SEO package, so they get some results right off the bat, and we can wean that down. And your account manager should be able to help you make that plan. But using monster metrics to show the results, or it's all the data that comes in from Google Analytics, it's great. How should I know when to use the primer, the service description, and the marketing materials? Well, you know, we've got all of these available. Obviously, you have the service descriptions and the primer and everything available to you as a partner. There are some marketing materials that we have within the Pro membership, but you know, you've got to make them your own. One of the things that I want to say is, whenever you pull these things down from us and you want to put them on your website, I recommend that you take them and you edit them and make them your own, especially if you're in a certain niche. Change these marketing materials to the niche that you're going after, okay? Take the time to customize them. But the service descriptions, I wouldn't bring out that document, because it shows all of exactly what the service descriptions are, until maybe you're having the prospect's attention, right? And then you're showing them what all the detail is on that, because they're not going to understand. We have to assume that they don't understand what SEO is all about. And so pulling out this, we have Steven's on the line, and he always, before he was telling me how he would print this sucker out, like all the line items and all the descriptions, and it looks like a book. And it's like, well, here, this is what we do, and it's like, bam, you drop it on the desk, and it's like, wow, that's a lot of line items that we do. And this is, if you really want that, that's you know, the description of everything that we do, because we're very transparent. But you know, you have to present everything at the right time, and I would suggest that you do make everything your own. Okay, what is the markup that other people use? I've seen anything from, if you look at our wholesale pricing, I've seen anything from you know, 2.5 times up to 5 times, depending on the niche, right? If you're dealing with a smaller business, you know, maybe you can't get that type of markup that you can get from a cosmetic surgeon with a lot more money to spend. Okay, so it depends on the niche. I tend to tell people that if you're going after the higher end niches, that you have a lot more room for markup, but you need to stay competitive. So start off at 3 times, and then if you come across somebody who's got the budget, you know, you don't want to be too cheap. This is the thing. You don't want to be the cheapest guy, and you don't want to be the most expensive guy. So it's really going to have to get a feel for your area, and you know, the competition in your area, and what really is the right area to charge. And that's hard for us to really shoot out there. But I will tell you, anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 times, and then of course 4.5 or 4 and 5 times our markup, our cost on certain industries. Okay. What should I do if the client has a low marketing budget? Well, you can either A, find a new client with a better low marketing budget, but if you're dead set on helping them, you know, you have to set their expectations right. They're not going to get, you know, blood from a stone on this one. It does take money to market, and if they're not spending money with you, they're definitely spending money with somebody else. So if you're running a business and you have a low marketing budget, how do you expect to grow? This is a kind of consultation where if you find out somebody's not spending the kind of money that they really need to do to get where they need to go, and they're not willing to change, you know, sometimes you have to cut bait. Sometimes you have to say, you know what, your marketing budget is not really on par with the competition, and I'm going to be able to do amazing work for you, but you're not going to get your desired results because we just don't have enough to work with. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes you got to walk away, right? Can we target multiple locations for SEO? Absolutely. We do this every day. We've got franchises that have, you know, 100 locations in different niches and multiple locations. We do this every day, and we love to do it for you as well. Let's see here. Okay, why should I migrate to the SEO 2017, which is our product that we developed and released last October, from the old SEO service I'm using with BG? Back when we released the product in October for the SEO 2017, we have a lot of people that were using our old service, and we still have people that are on those campaigns. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Okay, we're not going to force you to get to stop using the old service, but we know that the new service, in some niches in the past, the old service was not working anymore. Okay, we revamped the product, and that's why, you know, we got to stay current, right? And so if it's working for you, I don't necessarily want you to switch, but I am wanting to phase that old SEO service out, just because we're not selling it anymore. And you know, if you move to the new one, I'm not going to force you to, but you know, we suggest you do. I think that you'll see even better results if the SEO old service is really working for you. The SEO 2017 really will be a complement to that, maybe even get you better results. So I would suggest, you know, consider what to do, but I like to migrate over. Why should we pick keywords by threes, and can we have an even set of keywords? We're set up to do it with threes. The way we do it is we pick a main keyword and two other keywords that are complementary to that keyword, and that's really like a theme, and we use sets of three. You know, we don't really do an even set of keywords, but I want to tell you, the keywords, the way that you can use these days and the way that Google sees them is that you may have, you know, moving company, Austin, Texas. You don't necessarily, your next keyword doesn't need to be Austin, Texas moving company, right? So when we tell you, hey, here are the keywords, you're going to get a lot more keywords than you're paying for. It's just the nature of the game. I had a client down in Australia who would say, you know, you shouldn't say that it's a 6 keyword package with that, because I'm getting like 27, 28 keywords, and on the bigger ones I'm getting lots more. You know, you should raise that number up, just because that's the kind of results I'm getting and what we're ranking for, and that's great. That's, you know, that's exactly right. You know, we want to kind of under promise and over deliver, and Google is like that. They're going to take different keyword and keyword variations from the site, and they're going to rank them for those. So even though we're focused on these three, the way that it's going to work is you're going to get a lot more. Where does the data and the keyword information, the proposal, come from? We get our keyword data from different sources. We use Google, but we also use some other independents that really can get us some better information, because Google's been playing games with that. I don't know if you've read about that. So, you know, the data may be different depending on, you know, where you're running your data and where we're running our data may be different. So, you know, take a look at what we have. We might really have some stuff that you haven't seen yet, or some different numbers, because we do use three services to get the data and combine it into the report. Do you make a document type of proposals? We have not done that. We leave it up to you to have your own proposal, but due to popular demand, we are creating a proposal template, and we'll be releasing that on the next Pro Member webinar. And this will be used where you can really go in and take this, put your logo on it, and go in there and have a really cool proposal. And that will be released in the next Pro Member webinar. What is your process for me to pass down the order for this X project? Really, it comes in with communication with our team. If you made a sale, all you have to do is call us. We will walk you through the process. We will hold your hand. Okay, so, you know, don't hesitate to just, you know, get that done. We'll put the information as a proposal, then we'll send you an invoice, and we'll close the proposal, and then it starts. But the easiest thing to do is to call us and, you know, tell them, hey, I've got this. I want to close this proposal. We made a sale. What's next? And we will walk you through it completely. When should I use the Pro Free Audit? Well, you know, with Pro membership, we do give you a free audit. We also, basically it's the paid audit. It runs about $100, and it's a full-on hand-held, hand-done audit on your prospect's website. I would use the free one. I would use one every month, right? You get one every month with your Pro membership, and I would use it for your client that is, you can run the reports on our website that are for free, and there's obviously different websites out there that can help you do a little bit of auditing. But when you have somebody that's got a complex website, it's not a 5-page website, maybe it's a little bit more complex, maybe it's an e-commerce site, maybe there's some things that are pretty deep. It's really the size of the website that you want to look at, and if it's a big website, I would jump on the, use your Pro Free Audit for that, or I'd buy a full-on audit if you're not a pro member, okay? Don't run the reports that are online or even the free ones that we have on a big site, because we really want to go in and see where all of the issues are, and the other ones are kind of cursory, right? I mean, if you've got a WordPress site, your client has a WordPress site and he's a locksmith and it's got 5 pages, sure, I wouldn't waste a full audit on that type of site that doesn't have a lot of content. But if it's a big website, yes, you need to do the audit, whether it's free or not. When can I expect results? Well, you're going to expect the results immediately. The results are going to be, we're going to be working on the setting this, your SEO campaign up and getting it going. I've had, no joke, I've had sales partners that have called up and said, hey, you guys set up all of these accounts, because we set up like 40 accounts, 50 accounts and start doing citations right away. And the client started getting calls right away. Now, it didn't affect their SEO, but they started getting calls because they got found in Angie's List. They got found in, when they, in social media, and they didn't have an account before. So they can start getting phone calls right away. Now, on the SEO results, because I don't know with this question, when can I expect results? I don't even know what the program was, but I suspect SEO. With SEO, obviously, we refer people to the Google, the video that Google put out themselves, and maybe, let's see, if you're on, let's see, do you guys have a link? Staff, can you put up a link for the Google calendar, I'm not calendar, the Google video for the expectations on running an SEO campaign. We really love this when Google puts this thing out. We'll get that posted in just a few minutes here in the chat box. And we'll definitely put it in the link when we send out the recording. Okay, what are the reports that I'm going to be getting? Depends on the service that you have. I'm going to, with the reports, you have a work report that will be posted. You get the work report right whenever the proposal is closed and you start working. You will get a link to a work report that is accessible 24 hours a day. I say you send that to your client, you give it to your client, you have them click on it, keep it on your desktop, and he's able to check it constantly. You also have, everything is being loaded into Monster Metrics, and those reports you can access 24/7 as well. You can go in there, and it's really a friendly way to look at Google Analytics and Bing Webmaster all in one place. So those are the reports that are available to you. And then also, at the end of the quarter, if you're looking for something that you want to do special, contact your advisor, and they'll be able to run some additional reports if needed. Okay, we want to make sure is they're using the reports to retain that client and show them the results that they're getting, and really showing them how to read those reports. Okay. All right, will you be talking to my client? No, we do not talk to your client. We do have a program where we have emails that can be forwarded through the system that are white labeled from project management, projectmanagement.info. And what happens is we send an email to you, and you allow that email to be, that ticket to go to your client. So it looks like it's from you. It may be request different information, but you're copied on it, and that's only if you opt in for that. Otherwise, we're sending the tickets directly to you, and you're the one who's going to connect with your client. We don't do anything directly with the client ever without, especially without your consent, but very rarely we talk to your client, if ever. Why do you need admin access to the client's social media accounts? We use the social media accounts for a lot of distribution of content and posting. So a lot of the SEO stuff that we do, we are using the social media accounts for the client. If they don't want us to use that, that's not a problem. We will set up other social media accounts that we can post to. We understand that. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know if I want to give you admin access to my Facebook account. Well, this is, they can always revoke it, and we're not going to do anything that's going to harm the client. And if they're not interested in giving us that, that's not a problem. We just set up other accounts to use for the SEO purposes. Okay, but social media has a lot to do with distribution, so we really prefer to have all that access. Why you need admin access account level in my client's analytics account? This is another question that came in. We need analytics because this is the way that we can see what is happening with the account. It's kind of like if you know, we're running a race, but we don't know, or, you know, if it's a car race, right? You have to be able to communicate with the driver and see the results that are coming in. It's all computerized, right? If you don't have access to that, how can we know what that race car is doing with performance? What do we need to tweak? What do we need to change? You know, we do look at our campaigns analytics because we want to know, well, what's working, what's not, and you need to be doing that as well. And if you don't have access, then we're not going to have that information. But the admin account level access, we take that and we share that access with Monster Metrics, and then Monster Metrics can import that data from the analytics side from Google Webmaster and Bing, and that way we can, you know, show them the same information in a much more friendly way in Monster Metrics. Why is my client being flooded with setup emails? Well, this is on the setup, you know, this is very, very important to make sure that we have the information that we need, and that means that the launch form was not created properly or wasn't completed properly. And that's really on you as a sales partner. We got to have that stuff done and right. But there are things that we need to ask that come along, and when I suspect that this client was was getting the emails directly and through there. We do have different tickets to go out, and we're trying to reduce the number of tickets, but really, if you want to see less tickets and less requests for information from us, it's better you know, have that setup meeting before with a complete launch form, and then we won't have to send any type of emails looking for that setup information. Why is my client being notified to change their password and their email? This happens sometimes whenever you log in repeatedly to an account. They'll ask to change their password in their email. This is standard security processes. Sometimes it happens, and we want to make sure that you're prepared that it could happen. And you can call in and talk to us about that when it would happen. It's pretty rare, but sometimes it does pop up. Can I still tie up the local buzz with your new SEO? If you want to use a more aggressive local buzz package in addition to the new SEO, you can. But really, the local buzz is now really included in with the new SEO. Now, if you are really looking to get some impact with maps, you need to bust it out and add on to it, no problem, okay? The local buzz is all about citations and Google Maps and that service. So, you know, if what we're doing is not going to be, you know, you want to stress that to our team. If you need to do something and get them in the maps as quickly as possible, we may want to do that. But yes, of course, we can always add on. Why am I receiving a lot of tickets? Well, it depends on how many campaigns you have with us and the information that we need to have verified or approved. If you set it so that we're able to post content without approval, you'll see less tickets. What I suggest you do, depending on the client, you let them know, hey, if it's okay, unless they're in a regulated industry where they really need to have someone review all of the content, is to say, hey, trust me with the content. A lot of it is for SEO purposes. We want to put it out there as quickly as possible. You know, if there's something that comes out, that we can always change it. You know, we can always update the content if there's an issue. But overall, if you'll allow me to approve the content, that, you know, as a sales partner, if you tell the client, if you allow me to approve the content for the for what's going on your site from the writers, then, you know, maybe that's the best way to go. The more that you ask the client to do, the more chances are it's going to be put off and it's going to have to wait, because these guys are doing their business. They're not concentrating on their SEO and giving approvals. So the least amount of approval that you need from the client, the better. Okay, and then, but we need you to communicate with us as quickly as possible. So if you get a ticket, if you can turn it around really quick, it's really a lot easier for us. Excuse me. Can we do a customized service? Let me take a sip of this coffee here. We generally stay away from customized services just because the way that we operate and scale. But if it's a client with enough, if you've got a client with enough juice that it's going to be a major campaign, you can always talk to us. We're always open to listen and see what we can do so that we can benefit the client the most. Sometimes we have, our SEO service, there are clients that say, hey, or the sales partner says, hey, I don't want these functions, I don't want this going on in my campaign. You can drop that because the client doesn't need the social or the local buzz type of stuff. No problem. It doesn't really change much of our pricing though, but if we do drop it, it's no problem. Can we interchange keywords every month? This is not suggested because it's just not going to be effective in the SEO game. You really need to be able to work on those keywords in consistency. We do have different industries that we want to stay on top of, and we want to change. If you need to change some of the keywords, that's okay. We have a process for that, but not every. Try not to do it every month because you're not spending enough time on the initial keywords that you're trying to get ranked. Okay, so just remember, the more we work on the keywords, the better they're going to rank, and the more content that goes out about those keywords. If you're changing every month, it's not going to have the same impact. What is Monster Metrics, and can I share it with my client? Monster Metrics is the analytics program that we have that kind of dumbs down and makes it more readable and a lot more information than the Google Analytics, which you need a course to understand sometimes. And can you share it with your client? Absolutely. You get a login. They can go right in with the public link and see their campaign at any time. How come we can create an account for my client but they can't see the tickets? You can create an account for your client inside eDasher. They see certain things. They don't see the tickets because the tickets are only to you. We're communicating with you. You're communicating with your client. Why is your Monster Metrics data not showing the same results as Alexa and SEMrush? We use the Google data as well as mixing in the Bing data, Bing Yahoo data, and so it's not always going to come up the same. Okay, it just depends on what the results are on Alexa and SEMrush. If you run the report, it depends on, like, if you're running a report, are they using the zip code that the client is located in as the basis, or just Google NCR type of data, where it's no country required or whatever. So it may be a little bit different, but it'll generally be the same, but sometimes it comes up a little different. Why is the website content writing in my SEO still not finished after 2 weeks? Remember, we set our expectations for the SEO setup within 2 weeks. Now, that is all of the setting up the accounts and really putting out the requirements that are needed for the content writing. But the content writing is not posted until we start the content publication on the first month of service. We start the work whenever we start the setup, but it comes in usually about the 3rd week. Okay, the 3rd to 4th week is whenever the content writing starts in the program. Can we skip the 2-week setup and start directly with the monthly content writing? No. We have to do the setup because this is where our distribution comes in. That's so important with our monthly service. We're, one of our really, one of our keys to success or secret sauce is in our distribution, and the way that we would put out the content gets it picked up and it gets it ranked quickly. And that's the key. If we don't do the setup, then we can't really, we can write the content writing, but we can't distribute it properly. Okay, so if you skip the 2-week setup and then you just go straight to a monthly content writing, we can't distribute everywhere we need to do. And if you're missing the places that are key that you may not know about that are key, then you're not going to get the desired results. So we require you to do the setup. Why am I receiving a quote of errors under the SEO 2000 setup? This is when we run the report on your website, on the client's website, to find out, hey, what's wrong with the website. So there may be errors that need to be fixed. There may be some pages that are done wrong. They're not crawlable. You know, when you come in and you've got a website, we've got to build the proper foundation. And if there's a lot of errors and the site is just, maybe it's built wrong, maybe it's got you know, hidden text, it's got issues that we find when we do the audit, and we say, hey, here's all the errors, here's some domains that need redirected, or here's the links that are bad. We've got to get those fixed, and we don't know that until after we do the audit, the initial audit when you close the campaign, unless we've done the full-on audit previous, you know, with the pro audit. So you will, you know, sometimes if you got a client who's got a big website and they've got a lot of issues, you're going to get you're going to see a list of errors, and hey, this is what it's going to take to fix it. Either they need to do it or we need to do it. But before we can really go after the SEO portion, we need to make sure that that's fixed. Can I change my payment plan from monthly to quarterly to monthly whenever I want? Yeah, sure. That's not a problem. If you have a quarterly program and you're on a promo, which we have a great one that we're going to announce, you can always if you discontinue that, we just revert to regular pricing and you're credited the difference on the account. Okay, I'm going to start moving faster here. Can we write the monthly content writing and have you guys keyword optimize it? Does it lower the pricing? This is asked of us sometimes. You know, we will absolutely optimize any written content that you have that's coming from the client. It's not going to necessarily mean that we're going to change the cost and decrease our cost because of the we based on time, right? So if we still have to reword or rewrite the article and make sure that it's optimized, we're not really going to change our workflow on that. It's just where the content comes in. If it comes in from one of our writers or it comes from yours, we'll be glad to do the work. And there's some people that absolutely want to do that. We'll work with you, but it doesn't necessarily lower the pricing. When do you need a real-time verification? Why do you need a real-time verification to log into my client's account? If you have an existing email account or an existing account that Google wants you to do a real-time verification, and we need to do that so we can access it, because sometimes, you know, if the client has never accessed that email outside of the town, and we use proxies and VPNs, and maybe we're logging in through a city, a state away, or in the same state, sometimes it comes up, we need a verification, like those security verifications that are on the emails, like, oh, text me because it could be wrong. Sometimes we do need that. I already paid for my client's campaign, but I can't get a hold of them to complete the launch form. Why is the work still not starting? Can we just follow up with the information afterwards? Please. Let's make sure that when you go in and get that check or you're asking them to pay, that you're asking them to get the launch form first and letting them know at the top of the, you know, if you got to make your own launch form, but at the top saying, I cannot start work without this launch form. You need to be proactive in getting that done. If you can take a check from them, you can definitely make sure that you have time to hit them up to get the information from the launch form or from somebody at their company that's authorized to give it to you, but be aggressive on it. My client doesn't have a physical office and they don't want to put down their home address. What should we do? Well, you know, we suggest that either they use one of those services where you can use like Regis or something like that. That's a good idea to give them a business address. But if not, we would suggest that you don't run the citation, you know, the citation stuff of the SEO. The local buzz part of the SEO program we wouldn't run. So that's something that you may want to consider. Do you have a rush fee? Yes, we do. It depends on the task that you need to have done, and just contact us and let us know. We'll let you know what it is, but sometimes it's around double of the package. It just kind of depends. But we'll be glad to, if you got something, we're flexible. We want to work with you. If you need something done quickly, we can always jump the queue. Why isn't it recommended to use keywords that has no numerical data in the proposal? Well, if you don't have anybody searching for that keyword, it may not get the traffic that's needed. Okay, so let's really consider what keywords that are important to the client and their growth. But if we don't have any really data on it, it's not getting searched enough, you know, it may not help them drive traffic. So we really need to know that. Can we create and set up offsite accounts while the website is being created and designed? You know, this is a specialized case. You need to be able to provide explicit instructions. We can, if you're redesigning your website or you're creating your website, I suggest you wait. We want to make sure that we're setting up these accounts that are congruent with what you have on your website, and we want to drive traffic. The most important thing is driving traffic from your offsite accounts like social and these PDF accounts and everything else to your website. So what are those links that it's going to go to is important. You know, you can do it, but I would suggest that you wait, but you know, you can always consult with this, okay? Do you create a comprehensive report? When can I get it? Is it included in the package? Yes, there are progress reports and performance reports that we do depending on the time frame of the SEO campaign. Anytime, you know, even if it's at a 6-month mark, we've got an awesome report. But, you know, the most important thing is keep your client, you know, consistent on the SEO program. I think that you should, you know, looking at doing something in a quarterly report is important, but you can request a comprehensive report at any time from the staff, and we'll do what we can to get that done for you. There may be a charge depending on the report that's needed and how much time is involved in it, because we can go as deep as you want, but just reach out to us. We'll be glad to do it. Let's see here. Okay, why is reanalysis and redoing the setup needed when we request a keyword change? Well, remember, when you change a keyword, it kind of changes the whole direction of where we're sending the traffic. What are the pages that need to be built for that keyword? Because every keyword, we have text and we have content on that website, and all the way down to how the navigation is done with the website has to do with the keywords we're going after. So when you change the keywords, that means we need to go back, we need to reanalyze the website. Hey, where would these pages go? Where do we, you know, what do we need to do to optimize the website? Drop it, you know, are we keeping the old keywords and moving to a new keyword? There is time that's involved in that. Guys, I know I'm at the top of the hour. This will be a longer webinar. If you are not able to stay along with us, it's okay. But try and just stay on. I'm going to keep going through all these questions, and I've got a lot more slides to go through. So if you want to stay on, great. If you, but don't worry, we will be sending this recording out. Let's see here. What is my 2017 campaign cycle date? We don't have cycle dates anymore. It's first in, first out. So if you come in on the 1st, your billing is on the 1st. Okay, I want to throw this out before you guys go. We do have really awesome promos coming out right now. We've got, if you have a new SEO campaign, we're going to give you 10% off on the setup, and then monthly 10% off for the first 3 months for any new SEO 2017 campaign. The deadline on getting the campaign started is June 30th, but we are going to give you 10% off. That's not paid in the first 3 months. We're saying the first 3 months you can have the setup, 10% off, and then the first 3 months will be 10% off. The 4th month on goes to regular price. So take advantage of that. Also, new quarterly campaigns. If you have a new client that comes in and you pay for the setup and the quarter in full, we're going to give you a 17% off deal until June 30th, okay? We've never discounted like this on the new SEO, and so if you go into your client, you tell them, look, your expectations are the first 4 months, why don't you go ahead and you're going to do your setup in the first quarter, and I'm going to make you a deal. So it's 17% off until the end of June. Take advantage of this, guys. That was my quick commercial break because I want to get back to the questions. What's not in here, by the way, Pro members, you'll be getting this. I want to let you know this right now. Pro members, you're getting a voucher for 25% off any product that we offer. There are terms and conditions to it. You'll get that in an email. So if you are a Pro member, look for an email from us. You will get a promo code, a voucher, if you will, for a 25% off of any item or any service that we have, just as a thank you to our pro members. Okay. Okay, here's a good question about web design. I'm totally new to this website thing. How does the whole process work? Okay, this is great. We have a great web design team. Rob and Roy are our web design consultants. You can call them up. They will walk you through the entire process. You don't necessarily need to know how to sell websites. You just have to know our phone number. Calling up Rob and Roy and saying, hey, this is the situation. This is what the client is looking for. What would I need to come back with? They're going to walk you through marketing helper.net. They're going to show you our different themes that we have. They're going to talk to you about the size of the company. Is the guy doing e-commerce? They are there to help you, okay? And they'll walk you through the entire process. It's a long process. I don't want to get into the whole thing right here, but you need to just talk to Rob and Roy. They're always there, okay? How long has Virtual Group been building websites? Whoa, since 2012, 2013, 2012. So, we've seen it all, and we've done, some great work with e-commerce, regular websites. We really have a good team with that. Angelo and Ramon are the leaders of that team, and they just crush it. We've got a very good program, and we really follow up, and we'll handle a lot of the done-for-you project management. Ask us about that. How much does a website cost? Just go in to the eDasher or give Rob or Roy a call, but you're looking anywhere from $400 and up. A $400 starter package is a 5-page website that includes content, and it's as low as $400, and we have that up within 30 days. We've got, it ranges, but we will do custom. We've got premium themes, you name it, we've got it. How does the payment process work? For web design, usually if it's a project above $2,000, we charge 50% upfront and 50% upon delivery. If it's less than $2,000, it's paid in full. What kind of businesses do you work with on web design? We do everything from small startups, corporations, nonprofits, B2B, B2C. We've handled everything from health and beauty to travel websites, finance websites. We've even done websites for marijuana distributors. You name it, we've done websites for them. So that's not an issue for us. The only thing that we don't do, we don't work with pornography. So we don't build porn. How long does it take to build a website? It's around 30 days, okay? Depending on if it's the project, it could be 45 days, depending on if it's a custom project. But it really depends on what your client provides us for the assets, for the build, and approving the revisions. So it can move fast. It really relies on you and your client on how fast it's going to go, okay? And remember, please, talk to your client and say, hey, we want to get your website up as quickly as possible. If you get an email from me, I'm going to follow up with you, but if you get an email from me, try and do it and turn it around and hit me back and get it approved so we can get this sucker up, okay? We know how hard it is to work with clients. We know we have campaigns, web design campaigns that, that take a lot longer to complete just because the client is wishy-washy, and we know it happens. But preparing them and chasing them down, we'll be able to get it quicker. But 30 days is really a target. 45 or longer is because, well, we're not getting the information, or there's some revisions that are made. Who will I work with during the project? Anything that you ask of us, we have a dedicated project manager that's going to be with you throughout the development of the website. It stays the same. If you get Diane, or you're getting Ramon or Jay Shell, you're going to be able to work with that person throughout during the project to answer your questions and walk you through it. So remember, you talk to them, then you can go to your client and explain, hey, this is what I need. They are going to help you all the way through. So you have a dedicated project manager to help you with this, okay? Do you work with other platforms like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal? Yes, absolutely. You name it. Just call us. Can you help me update my existing website that another web firm built? Please, we love to do that. We can work on anything, and I think you'll really be happy with our service. Can you help me source photos for my website? Yes, and we want to make sure that we're sourcing. We pay for memberships to a lot of the different photos, photo, sales platforms that are out there, so we can help source your photos. You don't necessarily have to go and buy a membership because we already have it, and we'll pass that cost along to you. But you want to make sure that you have royalty-free images and that you have those images legally. Okay. Do not put stolen images on your website. They're really cracking down on that, so we'll be glad to help you source those. Can you help me write content for my website? Absolutely. Whatever content is needed, we'll be able to do. We handle all types of verticals. We've written, content from everything from funeral homes to auto dealers. It's not easy to to write a lot of content on a monthly basis and blogging about funeral homes. It's tough. We pulled it off. Do I own my own website? Yes, of course. We build it and we hand it over to you. Here's the keys. What you do it, if you're going to build it and you're leasing it to your client, we don't care. When we're done with it, there's only one charge. We build it, it's yours, and go for it. On your end, if you're giving it to your client in full, then great. If you're leasing it to them, that's none of our concern. Will you provide a full copy backup of our site if requested? Yes, we'll back it up, and we kind of hold on to that in case something happens. We don't ditch it. We hold on to that. 6 months later down the road, you're like, hey, the whole thing crashed. At least if you don't have a backup that's recent, we will have one. Will you host my website? If we build it, we'll be glad to host it. If it's depending on the size of the website, and if you have a current website, we may suggest that you go to a different hosting provider, depending on that. It's going to help your specific website. Not all hosting providers are the same. Okay, some we would want to put with Amazon AWS. Some we would put with, recommend you just go to GoDaddy or use a specific type of hosting depending on your website size and everything. And the web team can help you with that. Can you build me a site like Facebook or Amazon? Yeah. Do you have $1 billion? Okay. Obviously that's not going to happen, but we can do whatever you want. If you've got a budget for it, we'll try our best. How much for a website? We've talked about it starts $400 and up. Common retail cost, roughly 2.5 times, 3 times is what we'd suggest for on top of the web design pricing that we give you wholesale. Okay. What is the difference between a theme and a custom? The theme and a custom job. A theme is something like maybe you go and you see a theme on Theme Forest, you like it, and you bring us the theme and you say, hey, I bought this theme, or I'm going to buy this theme. Can you guys put it up there on the site and customize it for me and do everything? Yes, that is a theme. A custom website is something that we build from scratch according to what you're looking to get done. We would give you some mock-ups and it would be yours. There's not going to be another one like it out there. Can I use my own theme or buy my own theme? This goes back to the last question. Absolutely. Can you modify themes? We can modify our own themes. And this is a good question for Rob or Roy. If we've built the theme, we can work on modifying it. If it comes from another provider, we don't necessarily suggest that we modify those types of themes down to the code level, just because we don't know how it's going to, because we didn't build it, we don't know how it's going to affect other parts of the theme. I could be wrong about that. It just depends on the theme that you're bringing. You'd be surprised when I say a theme name, and I was on a meeting the other day with Ramon and Rob, and we were talking about, and Angelo, and we were talking about a theme, and I named a very common theme that sold a lot, and he was like, right off the bat, oh, I don't like that theme. It really conflicts with Yoast and a lot of the SEO work. Really interesting to know. So that means if you're finding a theme out there, before you bring it to us, you buy it, check in with our guys. We've really had a lot of experience with all these different themes that you can buy. We might suggest you take another one that looks similar but is built better. So just consult with us. That's the biggest thing, okay? Can I modify the site after you build it? Absolutely, it's yours, right? It's your website. You can absolutely modify it. Now remember, you're included in the revisions on what you can do, but you need to, beyond that, if you start getting crazy with all the different revisions, there may be charges for that. Okay, let's see here. Can you make it look the most amazing website on the internet.com? I love that question. Yeah, sure. What theme should I choose? I think that you're going to have to go through and look and see what your client is really looking to accomplish. If they're doing a portfolio page, is it a business page? Are they just trying to get sign-ups? Is it like, are they selling a product? Is it, there's so much involved in that, but that's what our consulting team is there for. They'll be able to help you, depending on the vertical that the client is in, to kind of give them like, hey, this is a commonly used layout in their vertical that is most effective, and that what we've seen. So remember, we're looking for conversions, and if our staff can show you, hey, this is a website that we would suggest that's going to get you higher conversions than maybe the theme they're talking about, take heed. These guys know what they're talking about. Do you do e-commerce? Yes, we have everything from Shopify to our own e-commerce built packages. We use WooCommerce as well. We can, anything that is out there with e-commerce, we can do it, okay? What kind of questions should I ask the client? There is an entire list. I know that we're way over on time. There is a list, and we would suggest that you go to there is a webinar that we had that involves web design, where you've got Rob and Roy that are doing a full consultation. That we do have a full hour webinar about going through a web design consultation. Be sure and do we have that up? Remember, these questions we just got, even just a few minutes ago, we just threw them together. I haven't even seen these questions that we're going through. So let's put that one up on the chat box if we can. But if you're interested in that, just call in and we'll be able to get that link for you, because we have a full-on webinar. It's also on our YouTube page, okay? So you'll be able to find that. Same thing with asking about e-commerce. That's also in that webinar. Just go to our YouTube page. I guarantee that's there. Do I get a mock-up? Yes, and actually we were running a promo. You've got to call in and find out if it's still valid, but there's a promo where you can get a free mock-up done. And so check and see with the web design team. They may still even honor that if the promo is up. But yes, we provide mock-ups. Or if it's not, it's a nominal charge. Why WordPress? WordPress is, the #1 platform that's out there. We know it. It's easy to use. It's easy to recognize. There's a lot of capabilities in that, so we really focus on WordPress. But you know what? Whatever you need, we'll be glad to use whatever you need to do. Okay? Let's see here. How do I get more leads? I think this goes just a regular sales question, getting out there and really pushing your services. How do I close the sale? I think this is another one that maybe we shouldn't have had in here. It's a general question, but one of the things that it's funny, you'll know that you will fall in love with Rob and Roy. They're going to help. They're truly great consultants. So they're going to be able to walk you through, hey, this is what you want to show them. This is what it's going to do. This is the anticipated time to get it done, and be able to coach you through it. That's one of the things that they do. They've been with the company for a long time. They've seen it all. So call in and talk to Rob and Roy. Is the site SEO optimized already? Well, that's a question, yes and no. Yes, it is. It's ready to be SEO, for the SEO to be run on it. Has all the SEO been done? Turns it over to you? No, we haven't done our setup. We don't know the keywords when we're building the website. All of those things have not been done yet. An SEO campaign that is in addition to what you're doing with your website. We try and integrate as much as we can with that, but remember, until the website is finished and finalized in its entirety, we can start the SEO. It is SEO optimized, but it maybe the SEO work has not been done, okay? I don't have a portfolio. What can I show my client? We have a white label solution called marketinghelper.net. You go in there, it's got all of the different portfolios. It shows all of the different websites that we can do. It shows all the themes that we can do, and it's white labeled to you through your VIP website. We'll be glad to set that up for you. You can set up a portfolio page on your website. Even if it's not a VIP website, it's okay. We will, never, it looks like it's absolutely yours, okay? I need a website that we've done to show my client. Can you give me some samples? Yes, we can. Reach out and we can show you some stuff that we've done with permission from different sales partners that have given us permission to do that. But remember, we do not reveal anything, when it only do web design in our mastermind. You could say, hey, can I show one of the websites that you've done for this attorney so I can get the sale? Yeah, okay, no problem. But that's the way you do it. It's not really through us. It's going to be definitely through our other partners that you're going to want to do that. We do hosting for our own websites that we build. We do that complimentary for the first year, but we don't necessarily do outside hosting. It's not our core business. There are a lot of hosting companies out there. We handle the ones that we do that is a part of a service that we have. But if you've got a website and you want to bring it in, we will refer you to another website. Why not? Oh, okay, this is the same question. Well, why not? Like I said, we're not a hosting company, right? We don't want to really. We'll help you migrate the site over. We'll help you do all that stuff and help you with that. But we don't operate a hosting company. We want to put you with the best, okay? And so if the best for your situation needs to be with Amazon AWS, we want to point you in that direction in the best interest of the client. Can you maintain and manage the site for me? We absolutely have a program for website maintenance, and it's a great program. It gives you a certain amount of hours per month. Look for that on eDasher or call in. I think even if we didn't build the website for you, we'll be glad to maintain it and manage it for you. Okay, so if you're out there and you're selling and you're doing an SEO package for somebody and they've got a website that needs updating, maybe not redesigned, but it needs some work, a little bit of work done on it, hey, great, maybe a maintenance package to keep that thing updated on a monthly basis would really be in order. Okay, so make sure that you ask about the maintenance program. That's a really good program. What's a good hosting provider? Like I said, call in because it depends on the site. Okay, it may need to be Amazon AWS. It might be DreamHost. It may be a certain web hosting provider in your country that we can refer you to. Remember, we do work across the world, so it may be different in America versus Australia, for instance. Okay. Are your websites mobile responsive? Yes, we want to make sure that we have everything mobile responsive. So absolutely. What is mobile responsive? No problem. This is where you're on any device like an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop, or a desktop. No matter what you're on, it changes the site so it gives the best view to the client or to the user. And it's very important. Mobile responsive is a key ingredient to Google's rankings. They're looking for mobile responsiveness right now. So that's very important. We can never beat that. I shouldn't say that. We can't stress that you do need a mobile responsive website. What happens to the old site? I don't really know this question, so I'm just going to pass. I don't know whatever happens to the old site. My site has been hacked. What do I do? Well, give us a call and let's see what we can do on our end. We do have backups for you. We do suggest that you always have backups. We also suggest that you maintain good security protocols. If you don't have it, you may have a problem. There are bots that go after all sorts of websites that are out there. So if this has been a problem in the past, make sure that you are protected. But call in and we'll do a site audit on it, obviously. My site is too slow. What do I do? A lot of it has to do with images, you know, getting images optimized and letting the staff take a look and see what's bogging you down. It can even be code on your site. I know that Ramon, I've mentioned like different websites and themes that are out there, and Ramon will go, boom, hey, that theme is notoriously slow. Okay, that's why it's important. Not all themes are built the same. Not all websites and hosting is done the same. Call us and let us consult with you. That's what we're here for. I can't stress that enough, can I? Oh, well, great. Well, I like how the staff sneak this one on. My site has become self-aware and trying to access nuclear launch codes. What do I do? I think that's called Google. I don't have any photos or images. Can you get those from the stock photo sites? Obviously, yes, we can. We've answered this before. We can help you with photos and images. I found this nice photo from Google. Can I put it on the site? Look, if you're going to do that, remember, it could be copyrighted and it can come back on you. We're going to take any photo that you provide us and put it up there, but we take no liability, because if you steal photos, it could come back on you. I've seen those letters from Getty Images saying, hey, you owe us $750 for each, deal, each photo that you've stolen. So be careful with that. How do I mask eDasher? No problem. You can mask, when they say mask eDasher, that means that on your website you have a link for people to log into. We do have instructions on how to do that, it goes into, like, I think the CNAME and things like that. We'll be able to help you with that, especially if you just contact us. We'll be able to send you the information on how to do that, to set up that login page into eDasher on your own website. I want to integrate a lead capture system from a third party. Can you do that? Absolutely. We can. Anything that you've got from a third party, we do anything from plugins or custom code, whatever we need. We've seen, there's specific software that is niche specific. We can do that for you. Absolutely. Why are you so expensive? I can get a website from Fiverr for only $100. Well, you get what you pay for. There's no doubt about it. We know that there's a choice that you have when you're out there looking for a website. I think the difference between, there's some good people on Fiverr or Upwork or some of the others. Absolutely. What you're not going to find for $100 is a complete staff that's behind you. If you're going to use somebody who's in Bangladesh that is willing to work for $100 and build that site for you, what happens when it goes down? Are they going to be available for you when something happens, or you want to go back, you want to change that site? Are they going to be there for you? If something crashes, do they have the backups? Do they have the infrastructure to help you? You get what you pay for. If you need a quick website, you can do it for $100, then no problem, go do it. But if you're looking for a little bit more quality that you want to be able to build your name on with your clients, we price according to what our time is and the team that's involved, and also, our experts. I mean, a lot of the guys that have been with us been for years, and they know what they're doing when it comes to doing web design. So, just consider that. It's just the same thing, right? I mean, anything else, you get what you pay for. I need a logo, brochure, banner. Can you design one? Yes, it's not included in all the packages. It is included in some of the packages, but we do have a graphic design team. We'd be glad to help you with that. That's not an issue at all. Okay, I think that we're getting close to the end here. I'm going to hit, before we go here into the other questions, I'm going to go now, I'm going to start looking at the questions. These are the ones that we had that were pre-sent to us that we wanted to attack. If you have not been onboarded and you need more information about how to use eDasher, please contact our onboarding specialist, Riza. These links will be emailed to you. Schedule a time with her. She will walk you through eDasher, and so that you understand the services and you can understand. We also have the different account managers from Chris and Allo and Glyza and Ems. You can book a call with those guys through Calendly. And also, of course, you've got Rob and Roy on the web design side, where you can book questions with them on anything that you need. let me now go to the questions, and I don't know, maybe some of these are there or not, and I apologize, I just wanted to get through this as quickly as possible. I usually don't do hour-and-a-half webinars, so this has been a long one. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, well, that's interesting. Okay, might not be something you want to answer here. Well, this is a no-holds-barred Q&A, all right? So it says, might not be something you want to answer here, but do you have anything to say about a certain marketing institute that just rolled out last week? I won't say who, but I think you know who. Just curious if anyone has an opinion. You know what? I don't know the program exactly. He's talking about Paul, who rolled out a new marketing institute for training, and I haven't seen the program, so I don't have an opinion on it. Okay, you know, I think that it's worth investigating to find out what's of value there. If you're new to the business, I think training is very, very important. If you can't find the training here, maybe there's some training there. I have not seen the program. I know what he's looking for. I do speak with Paul regularly, and I wasn't involved in the development of his program or anything like that. I don't know. I think that you're going to have to make that judgment on your own. But hey, you know, thanks for the question. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, here. I need print quality versions of the sales download pamphlets for my virtual group partner website. The ones that came included with my site have badly pixelated images and look terrible. I requested these in the past and never received new versions. Kath, we're going to get on that right now. I want to make sure that the staff, we have updated those pamphlets. You know, please, I want to make sure that, you know, we've got this on record. We will reach out to you and get that fixed for you. Let's see here. Let's see, I'm just finding the comments. I love you guys' comments. I really appreciate the kudos and stuff, but I'm going to get these questions here. What do you think the percentage of online marketing agencies that actually use an in-house team versus outsourcing? You know, I think that everybody uses some form of outsourcing now in the industry. They have to do it to be competitive. There's no doubt. Some people have an in-house team to do certain things. They have an in-house team that may be doing image sourcing or graphic design. They have an in-house team that maybe even does some particular writing, if they have an in-house writer or editor. But I've seen all sizes of different, you know, different companies, and I know that they're outsourcing. They have to be competitive. Okay, you'd be surprised. Some of the biggest names in the industry in certain verticals, you know, there is no way that you're doing. You have, you know, 2,000 clients, and you've got a staff of 20 that's going to be able to handle those clients, and that's just crazy, right? You know that there's outsourcing going on. Let's see here. Okay, geofencing. What is geofencing? This has to do with mobile marketing. Good question, Matt. Geofencing is wherever I can go in and I can say, look, I want to target this particular street, this particular zip code, and I put that geo-target right there, and it goes out maybe 4 or 5 miles, and any mobile device that's located in that area will be showing your ads. You're not paying to have ads shown outside that geofence, so it's very, very targeted. Imagine if you've got a conference going on, or you've got a, I'm just going to really dumb it down, but let's say that the Super Bowl is in, there's a bad example, but the Super Bowl is in Houston this year, or it was last year, and you want to geo-target this area because you do sporting goods, or I don't know, whatever. I'm just using an example. There's, you know, there's a business there, there's whatever. You can target all of Houston. You can target just the areas around those hotels, just downtown New Orleans, downtown Houston, whatever you want to do. You're able to do that with geofencing, okay? Let's see, have you ever thought about building mobile apps for customers? I do have some people that do build mobile apps. We're not set up for that. We're really focused on SEO. So that's a whole different business. We're really not interested on, or we really haven't explored that too much. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Creating proposals takes a very long time and effort. Do you have anything new to help with that process? Anything we can customize and set up in such a way that it would be partially pre-populated? Yes, we're working on that, Eric. I hope to have this. I mean, this will be available by the Pro Member webinar, which I know you're going to be on. We will have that. You know, I thought that I'd be able to whip that out in a weekend, and then you start looking at it, and then you're going, wow, you know, this is really special, and we have to really knock this out of the park. So we will have that by Thursday, and we'll be able to take a look at it and see where we are. And we'll, you know, I can't wait to get your input on that. Okay, are these trainings in the member area? What is the link to the member area? Guys, if you don't mind helping, oh, it's already been answered on that one. But just hit the link on that one. Let's see here. Okay, I know that we're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I know this is a long one, but I appreciate you sticking with us if you can. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. From New York City, hi, my client has a starter package. What should she expect in terms of response if she only does social media? Well, if you're only doing social media and you're not doing an SEO program, you know, it's all about getting out there with content. The SEO program, it does a lot of publication on social media, so it's kind of included, the social media part, but it's all about content creation. If you're just using social media, maybe you're not going to get the type of results that you're going to want unless you're running an SEO campaign, because the SEO campaign not only optimizes everything on the site, but the content production that's put out there, the citations that we build, that put it in Google Maps and everything like that, you're missing a key portion. So, you know, especially with a starter package and with a small website that you're starting, you got to get out there to the world, right? Okay, I'm going to keep going here. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of questions here. This is a long webinar. I should have planned for another one. You know what we'll do is, let's see. Okay. So it does. Do you have a killer package for us? I love it, Paul. Good question. Do you have a killer package for us? I do, with a promo. You can, you know, hey, I got to tell you guys, we are working on right now. One thing that we had a meeting about yesterday is putting together some really great case studies. Okay, you know, we've had the new SEO program has been around for a while. We've got some good results in, and we're looking at different niches so that we can create some really great case studies and the different niches that we've handled. And what we're going to do is we're going to create those and block who the client is and just kind of show the results by fading stuff out for confidentiality, unless we can get your permission to use your awesome results. So if we reach out to you about your client and they've gotten really great results, we are going to ask that, hey, maybe you could make that into a case study that we could use. You could pay it forward, or we'll just you know, do it where we block everything out. Guys, I've got a lot of questions here. Let's do this. I will take these questions, staff. Let's make sure we're going to download these questions. We'll put them into a thing. We'll get them out to you. We're going to create like a little bit of we'll send this out in an email to everybody with a link to this webinar, as well as more questions that were not covered due to time constraints. We'll see what's important here, and maybe we follow up on the next webinar. It's been an hour and a half. I want to make sure that you guys know about our next webinar. Will be on June 8th. The next Pro Member webinar will be on May 18th. So please be on the next webinar. If you're a Pro Member, this is going to be a good one, okay? So I know that you guys love those Pro Member webinars. So be on that. If you're not a Pro Member, please become one. But if you're not a partner, please sign up. We'll be glad to walk you through. We want to make money with you. We succeed when you succeed. And of course, follow us on social media. We love to have you. Okay, guys, I will take the remaining of these questions. It's not in vain. If you had a good question, we will cover this in another webinar, or I will put these questions and answer into the email that we send out with this recording. Thank you guys so much. I know it's an hour and a half of your valuable time. Now, get out and go sell. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Have a great Thursday and a great weekend. We'll see you next time.